Hey everyone, this is Kyle Shorey for Shadetree Fabs here. We're going to do a fender install of our latest fender kit on the Crossbones. It's going to be the same kit for your slim, just a narrower fender, but the same concept, same swing arm, all that. We're going to do the fender kit, we're going to do a seat kit. I'm going to show you all the tools you need. Pretty simple, it's only about a 45-minute install, so you ought to be able to pull your fender and do everything right in your garage, real simple. And I think we're going to get started. Alright, first thing, what you're going to get with our kit is you're going to get a fender and top and bottom fender brackets. The bracket is a clamshell, so there's no cutting, drilling, welding, any of that stuff. It actually clamps onto your swing arm like this. Your fender will arrive with this bracket mounted on it, so it'll be in the right position. You might have to do a little bit of adjusting and then tighten the bolts up. I just finger tighten them when I send it to you. So you'll be able, it'll be put together basically how it's going to go on the bike, and then once you get your fender pulled off, you'll just be able to roll it on there and kind of make a few adjustments and get it set up, and then tighten the bolts for mock-up. The tools you're going to need is you're going to need a T47 Torx to get your stock fender off, and then you're going to need a 10mm for your seat kit, and you're going to need a 1/2 inch for the fender kit and a 7/16 for the fender kit. Also, you're going to need a set of Allen wrenches. That's really all the tools you need for this whole install. It all goes on real simple, and you don't, there's really no need for any drilling, cutting, welding if you order the fender kit pre-drilled. So first thing you want to do is you're going to want to get your bike up on some sort of a lift, just so you got a little bit of tire spin here. The reason is you're going to need that swing arm to hang a little bit. First you're going to remove your seat, which is pretty simple. You can't do that, you shouldn't be doing this. And then second, you're going to unplug your fender and then take out these 4 bolts here and the 4 bolts off of the ECM, and you're going to just roll the ECM forward and lay it on the battery. Your fender, this is all your lights for your fender. It's just this one plug, and then take the bolts off, holding your ECM on, and just lay it forward on the battery like so for now. And then you're going to remove these 4 bolts. This one's missing. And these 2 bolts on this side and 2 bolts on this side, and pull your whole fender off. Alright, next thing you're going to do is you're going to pull your splash guard out. It has one bolt, 1/4 inch bolt on the bottom. It takes a 3/16 Allen wrench. You're going to pull that, and then it just snaps off of the swing arm and slides out. Now you're ready to put your fender on. Like I say, it's going to come all set up. You're going to pull the bottom mount. You're going to pull the bottom mount off of here, leave this one on, and this one will bolt onto the bike where the splash guard mount bolt was. You'll use the same bolt and everything. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to set this right on here like this. The short side goes up against the frame. Put your bolt in there, and you're actually just going to get it set up finger tight for now until we set the fender down on there. That'll give you a little bit of adjustment. It does have adjustment up and down like this to give you a little bit more adjustment in your holes and stuff like that. Easy way to get in here is come in and right behind the transmission, and then you can get your fingers in there real easy. Okay, now we're going to slide the fender on. Leave that bracket tight, get that bracket tightened up on there, the bottom bracket, and then just roll the fender on until that bracket meets the bottom, and this clamshell slide right over there. The reason you want this tire to hang is because that'll give you room to slide this in there. There is a little back and forth adjustment on this top when you first start, but basically your fender's there, ready to go. You know, it's about spaced right. There is a slot on the bottom when you put the bottom bolt in that will let you adjust that fender higher or lower. Then you take your bottom clamshell and you're going to just put it on the bottom there. Alright, so basically this just sits right down on your swing arm like that, and your fender's tight. I do slot this so you have a little bit of adjustment in the fender to keep it straight. This piece goes on the bottom side of the swing arm, slides right up in there, and then you're going to use two 5/16 bolts that come with the kit. Slide those down through. And nuts and nylock nuts and washers go on the bottom. Use 3/16 and your 1/2" wrench, and you're going to get that tightened up snug, but not all the way just yet. Alright, so now you're going to take the 1/4" bolt that comes with this, and you're going to hook your two bottom mounts together, and this is where your adjustment comes in for your height of your fender right here. And then you just put a 1/4" nut on the bottom. Tighten that up with a 5/32 Allen and a 7/16. And then, like I say, that's what will give you some of your adjustment with your back of your fender. And after that's tightened up and you cinch down the top, your fender's on there, ready for paint, or in this case we're not painting it for the guy because he's going to do some patina on it. But and that's pretty much all there is to it. Just cinch these down. I do suggest when you do your final assembly with paint is you want to Loctite all of these bolts. They are nylocks, but I use Loctite anyway on them. And that fender's on there, ready to go. We're going to do a seat kit next, which is another real simple install. But as far as the fender goes, that's all there is to it. You can see how long it takes, and there was no drilling or anything. So it's a real strong kit. It's a lot stronger than previous versions that we've had. I've really spent a lot of time kind of developing a better way to set this up with stronger bungs and just a stronger kit all around. So. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and install our solo seat kit. It's a very simple installation. Again, it's only 4 bolts. It's going to be these two 10mm bolts, and then there's 2 bolts that go in here. These holes are already drilled and tapped in every frame. They're in your Slim, they're in your Heritage. Well, that will hold your hinge set up in the front. So we're going to remove these 2 bolts with a 10mm wrench, and first thing, and this is where your seat posts will bolt down. You're going to reuse those bolts. This is the way the stock crossbones seat posts all bolted on also, but like I say, this will go on any Slim, on any late model. Loctite all this stuff when you're putting it together. Next we're going to bolt the bottom hinge piece on, and it's real simple, just slides right down in here. And these are again stock holes that are on every late model Softail up to 2017. Okay. So you got your ECM laying here. Generally what I like to do is at least throw a zip tie on and just hook it to this ground cable so it's not flopping around in here. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to set this. There's a depression here in the new battery covers that actually houses that. So it sits right down over there, and when it's all said and done, it just houses that ECM right underneath of it and sits in there nice and tight. What's going to hold your Battery cover down is the seat and the springs and all that go down on it, and then the hinge actually holds it in the front. So that's how that goes on there. Okay, this is one of our solo seats, but this will take a number of different solo seats that are on the market. We do the big saddle seat. You're going to need a crossbar that we sell with the kit to do that saddle seat, but these seats that we sell are just a direct bolt on. I got a shoulder bolt, and the hinge is already bolted onto the seat. And you just slide it down on there and slide your shoulder bolt through there. Put your nut and washer on this side and set your springs up. And they go on there pretty stiff so that it stays in place. And there you go. I get a lot of questions of where do you mount your turn signals after we do this kit. There's a lot of options. Some people mount them up here. I came up with these small tabs that actually it will replace this washer, and you can take your axle out and put those on both sides, and then you can mount the bullet turn signals off of those. These are also made to set up for our sissy bar mounts. We sell a strut, and we also sell a fender mounted or a axle mounted taillight and license plate bracket, and that's where these come in, and that's pretty simple. A lot of people worry about this clip not being back on there, but really that clip's for the lawyers, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. If your axle gets to, or if your nut gets to that clip, then there's something really wrong with your bike already anyway. So basically just Loctite these and torque them to spec, and you're never going to have to worry about having that clip on there.